Now let's look at how we would evaluate the reciprocal functions, which are cosecant, secant, and cotangent of an angle. Now, these are just the reciprocals of sine, cosine, and tangent. And this becomes very important because on most scientific calculators, there actually is not a button for these reciprocal functions. There's no button for cosecant, there's no button for secant, and there's no button for cotangent. So we have to use our knowledge of these functions being reciprocals of the normal trig functions, which do appear on our calculator. We have to use that knowledge to evaluate these expressions. So let's move on with the examples. Cosecant of 30. How we would evaluate that is first put sine of 30 into our calculator and then divide 1 by the answer. So let me demonstrate with the calculator that very closely resembles a TI-36X Pro. So I would put in sine of 30, get that answer, and then I would divide 1 by that answer. Now on the TI-36X Pro, it saves your memory. So you can very well, right after getting that answer, press 1 divided by, and then click the answer button, or use your up arrow to navigate to the previous answer and press enter to select it. But clicking on answer works as well. And I get the reciprocal of my previous answer. I get the reciprocal of my previous answer, which is 2. So I'll go ahead and put this in. And around the 2 decimal places, it's exactly 2. So I can just put zeros there. Now let's look at secant of 45. Secant of an angle is the reciprocal of cosine. It's going to be 1 over the cosine of that angle. And because I forgot to do the first one with this calculator, I'll go ahead and do it. Let me clear this history so it's a little bit nicer to look at. So let's do secant of 45 with this calculator now. Whoops, sorry about that. So with this calculator, we would first have to put in the angle, click on cosine, and with this one the process is a little bit easier. All you have to do is look for this button right here, this 1 over x. This 1 over x. If you click on that, you instantly divide 1 by your previous answer, which in this case it was 1.4142. So I'll go ahead and write that as 1.41. And because I skipped this calculator for our cosecant 30, I'll go and do that example now too. To do the cosecant of 30 on a calculator that resembles a TI-30XA, you would put in 30, press sine, and then go and find that 1 over x button. And you still get 2. Let me go and demonstrate the process again on this calculator using our secant of 45 degrees. So we would do the cosine of 45 equals 0.707106781, and then do 1 divided by our answer, and that equals 1.4142 da 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 da, which is the same as what we got with the previous calculator. Now let's do cotangent of 40.42. I'll press tangent because that's the reciprocal of cotangent. I'll do a tangent of 40.42, press equals. I get 0.851668787, and that decimal probably goes on forever. And then divide 1 by my answer. And I get 1.174 but I'll round that to 1.17. Let's try that on the other calculator. So I'll put in 40.42, go to tangent, and then find my 1 over x button. For this calculator, I have to press this up arrow, which is really just a shift or a second key. So I press the 1 over x and I get 1.17, the same answer. Wonderful.